I think when you're playing, you get lost in the moments. There are moments in games where the team's connected and things are just flowing. You're just working your tail off. You're doing what you want to do. You're alive.
He was always on the move. Running, jumping.
Grew up playing sports, absolutely loved it.
Soccer, he loved soccer too. He just was always on the move.
I went out to Oregon State, playing in the Pac-10.
He was just happy as a clam to be going out of state with a soccer scholarship.
I spent 3 years at Oregon State, but I felt like in those 3 years you grow up almost the equivalent of what I did the 18 years growing up here. I was driving from Denver back to Corvallis, gassed up my Jeep, and away we went. Out in the middle of nowhere, I was trying to change radio stations. In that split instance, I looked down, left front wheel went off the road, and then I flipped side over side. I've never felt that amount of violence in my life. The roof had collapsed around my head.
I remember getting this phone call, and it's one of those calls you don't ever want to get. He's alert, he's oriented. The only thing is he cannot move his arms or his legs. And at that point, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen next.
I saw an x-ray of my neck, and my neck was stacked side by side. I closed my eyes and I woke up 2 days later and I had had 2 surgeries. And you wake up staring at that ceiling. I do remember one of the evenings there where my dad was there, and he was at the end of the bed, and I just asked him, I said, "Dad," I was like, "what's gonna happen?" And he couldn't say anything. He didn't have any words. He just kind of shook his head. I was very fortunate to get to Craig. I started to move my arms again. And they go, "Okay, we've got something to work with." And we just started moving, pushing, getting range.
It was definitely a teaching of patience. What else can you do but be patient?
The thing about Craig is that they take care of not only the person experiencing the injury, but their family as well. And I'm speaking at this from the perspective of being a therapist. They give you such a strong foundation in so many different aspects. When you're learning how to do life all over again, there's so many things you have to learn.
After 3.5 months, I was set to go home. There was a wheelchair rugby tournament in the gym, and I'll never forget it. The very first thing I saw was a guy pushing. He caught a ball. Another person hit him on the front of the chair, knocked him over onto his face. And everybody in rugby chairs started cheering. The thing that I loved about the rugby guys was there was just a different level of independence, of confidence, which was amazing. I was in the best shape of my life, was fortunate to make that world championship team. Paralympics that's the thing. Beijing, it was real. This is the big times. Ended up going undefeated. You get to the point to where words don't describe it.
It is so hard to describe how proud you feel when your son had this gold medal put around his neck.
Regier. Here comes the second speedster.
We met in 2009. I had actually seen him around Craig previously, just kind of in and out, and thought he was pretty cute. He came back from Beijing and presented at Craig for some of the staff and some of the patients, just his experience in Beijing winning the gold medal. So I was aware of the fact that he had won a gold medal, but honestly, I've never been super interested in sports. So, it's one of those things where I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, it's an amazing accomplishment. That didn't, it is what it is.
I always look back London Games and go, it was a gold medal experience. We just ended up with a bronze. When we came back from London, we were a little jet lagged, but we went up to Red Rocks.
The next morning we got up super early. He put on Van Morrison and we were driving up to Red Rocks, and I was like, oh gosh, this is it. This is gonna happen. And he proposed at sunrise on the anniversary of his injury.
It was an opportunity to rewrite it.
When you think about what a day means, being able to really purposefully redefine it and be able to take the power back almost from that experience, that's honestly Jason in a nutshell.
No hands. Whee!
Come on, Allie.
Life is good. It's that busy period of life. I have an 8-year-old with a lot of energy. Don't know where he got that. And then I have a 4-year-old also with a lot of energy.
Jason's an amazing dad. He's just so patient with them and brings that calming energy, which with kids can be tricky to nail, but he does it somehow.
You're getting close, so you got 7 steps, and how many are there?
He's just always figuring out what he can do and just goes for it. It's just pretty amazing how he can focus on the good.
I've had a full life, and I've been able to do the things that I've wanted to do. And I've been able to play elite athletics at a high level and experience some amazing things. But you reel all that back and you go, that starts at Craig Hospital. What Craig sets you up, they give you a foundation. They want you to be safe, to be healthy and there. And I always credit Craig for that foundation that helped me rebuild my life. It's one of the things I've always said about rugby. When you're out there, you have that feeling of being fully alive. And that's the feeling, whether you're paralyzed or not, that's what we're all searching for.